Peanuts here, get your peanuts. Planters Peanuts was started by a single man, Amadi Oabichi, who got himself a peanut roaster and started traveling by horse and wagon, calling himself the Peanut Specialist. Oabichi may have finally met his match today, as his peanuts will be put in front of our snacking experts to see if they are truly a nut above the rest. Get your peanuts right now on You Tried Dat! You Tried Dat. I'm Nick Nork with the pals. Chad Hancock.
Got it.
Nick Geiger.
Hello.
All right, boys, we're gonna eat some peanuts today. Pretty excited.
Mm-hmm.
I like peanuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like these particular peanuts. You know, I did open a snack pack that you mailed to me recently, Novak, that had like 10 snacks in it, and I think I was excited about 0 of them.
A couple for last episode, and you liked them, so
That's true.
never
That's
know.
true. That's true. But at the time, although some of these could be good actually. I like peanuts.
Geiger.
Yeah.
So, does your story today have anything to do with peanuts?
It's strangely enough, no, not at all. So we had a softball game tonight, and I was following this. I eventually got behind this truck. That now I don't. Do you guys ever put bumper stickers in your car or decals or anything like that? I find them all kind of dumb. And
I think when I first got a car,
Mhm.
you know, I put one for like my college, like University of Illinois Illini or
Okay.
something, and then like
That's
a Cubs
fine.
one. But they weren't bumper stickers; they were like the ones that are static that stick to
Like
your
the-
rear window
yeah.
or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
so that they could easily be taken off. When I realized how stupid it was.
I never do, but I also barely care about like the type of car I'm driving. So it's not like
Right.
I'm against putting them. I
Yeah.
just like don't care to do it, or I'm too lazy to.
There is one car that parks on our street that is 150 bumper stickers of like exactly every bumper sticker you would expect to see on a car in San Francisco. So it's like don't frack and like no person is illegal and like 100 political statements all on there.
No truck nuts.
Yeah, no truck nuts. Just just Calvin pissing on the Constitution probably.
Yeah.
Calvin pissing on frackers.
Well, that's the big one. Like growing up in Wisconsin, you saw a lot of that. You saw a lot of like
Truck nuts.
Calvin peeing on truck nuts. Yeah, a fair amount. You saw Calvin peeing on various other vehicle logos or other people.
You saw Calvin doing the fracking.
I saw Calvin fracking. I saw Calvin voting to overturn Roe v. Wade. You saw,
Calvin, what have you done,
is a
Calvin?
Real red pill shithead. Yeah, no,
It's
Calvin.
a dark day when we've lost Calvin.
There will be a lot of them like, I will shoot on sight or like dumb gun, like I've got a, so rarely do they make me laugh. My dad used to really love, like a lot of the people had the bumper sticker of like my so-and-so was an honor student or whatever.
Sure.
Right.
And then there was always a bumper sticker that my dad would see once in a while and thought it was the greatest thing. It said, "My kid beat up your honor student." And he'd always was
Yeah, I
like,
remember seeing that one.
That's
Right.
very funny.
the problem that my dad had is that I was neither an honor student nor able to beat anyone up. So
Yeah.
he kind of couldn't really brag about either.
So it was just he just taped a picture of you and had Calvin pissing on it.
Yeah. It says, my Port Washington High School student drank Calvin's piss. That's what it said.
It should have said my son beat off to your honor student. That's what it
Yeah, that's what it should have said. You're right. That's what it should. I should have been beating off to other academic achievers.
I love that straight A.
Oh God, valedictorian, you say? Katas Bladouche. So
That makes you seem like a well-rounded guy. 'Cause you're not just attracted to people because of their looks.
right, yeah, I'm a real sweetheart. Yeah, that guy is really sees past the skin deep and gets right down to the intelligence of the man.
Being on student council makes me want to nut. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the story. Is on the way to Southland, I thought about how I used to jack off to all the kids in school.
Straight A students.
I would go down to watch the science Olympiad with Chad, and I would just fucking stroke it to all those math nerds in the back doing the problems. Now,
so I heard you couldn't even be in the same room as a valedictorian.
Oh no, it was very awkward. I saw the honors tassels, and I just started like getting a rising boner coming up out of my gown. And I'm like, I have to leave for this part. I can't do it.
I mean, your motto in high school was the thicker the glasses, the stiffer my rod. Isn't that right?
Yes, that was my motto. That was the other bumper sticker I got. The thicker your glasses, the better you are at your classes, the harder I get. All right. So on the way here, I may have found the only truck detail that I really thought was funny. So I got behind this truck, and it was like the whole back window was this giant decal of Arnold Schwarzenegger flexing, like in pure, like young Arnold body. So he had one hand up in the air, like in a flex, and the other was straight out from his body. And that alone looked hilarious. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get it at first. And then we got to a stoplight, and suddenly the rear view, he had like a rear view wiper, right? Rear windshield wiper. And it became clear that the forearm of his arm was the windshield wiper, so that when he turned it on, Arnold started flexing. And I was like, that's amazing. Wow. But now it wasn't raining. So we get to the stoplight, and he just, all of a sudden, it moves like twice and then stops. And then does one more and stops.
Even though there was no rain.
Not raining. So the guy is clearly like turning it on. And like, so I like.
He knew you were curious, and he's like, let me satisfy that curiosity, wipe.
So I like waved, and it was like thumbs up. Like I thought it was funny. And also because I didn't want him to feel like he had to keep doing it. So then we continued driving. He stops again. And this time I get 3 pumps at the next stoplight. And I'm now laughing. I'm cracking up. But the weirdest part about this is this guy was also going to softball. So I ended up following him into the parking lot. And we get out, and I park. And he gets out, and I get my stuff out. And I'm walking the field, and I pass by. I'm like, that was great. And he goes, what? And looks at me dead serious, not smiling. And I'm like, Arnold. He goes, yeah. And like walks away all huffy, like he doesn't want to talk to me. So now I'm thinking like, so what were you doing that for?
He was not trying to put on a show. Yeah.
Maybe he didn't know it was me, but like it almost like, unless it's like it goes on when your turn signal goes on or something, there has to be some weird, like he had to have been doing it on purpose to show off the flex action.
It's wired just anytime it stops at like a stop sign or stoplight to just flex automatically.
Well, then I'm thinking, like, how often is he doing? Like, you'd have to do this constantly to get the flex action emotion, unless it was just raining all the time where he used to live. But the fact that he seemed very angry that I tried to talk to him about it threw me off, and I just went, oh, yeah, all right, never mind. And I just awkwardly walked off to softball.
Oh, I'm super mad that somebody talked to me about this Arnold thing that I kept showing off to them. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Like, he's proud of it. Unless maybe it just was going off without him knowing. He had it on some weird intermittent, like Morse code type of wipe cycle. But yeah,
he was actually flexing SOS to you, and he's mad because you didn't like help him.
There was a girl in the back seat that kept reaching up and flicking SOS. Help me! I was a valedictorian. It's like, oh man, I can follow that. So
wow,
yeah, it was pretty great.
Wow. That's a cool feature. I think I'd have that on my car.
Feature, yeah. It came with the truck. I bet. Now we got Sirius XM radio and heated seats and an Arnold rear white visor decal.
I mean, I guess that's a little better than than the Sly Stallone branded truck nuts. Those I'd rather have the Schwarzenegger.
Sly Stallone. Oh, okay. I was like, what? Does he have abnormally huge nuts or something?
I don't know. I'm just like, well, there's got to be some other celebrity funny car features like Sly's nuts.
A Ramboner in the back there. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I've definitely seen them where they look like a baseball has been thrown through the windshield. Like they try to make it look like it's like an optical illusion. And then you're like, oh, whoa, a ball is just sticking out of that guy's broken window. But then it's not real.
Well, I sent you guys the other day, I sent you a picture of a truck that I saw walking on a street where it was like blue and gold, like full Warriors colors, and then had 2 decals on the back picture. And one of them was like a Steph Curry sinking a 3 or something. And then the other one was like in God, all things are possible. And I just thought like the juxtaposition of that was funny. Like, yeah, the Warriors won because of God, and because I painted my truck like this.
All right, let's eat some peanuts. We've got 4 varieties of Planters peanuts today. We're going to rate them on a 5-point scale. I love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. And we've got, let's start. How should we start? Let's start with the sweet and spicy peanuts.
Oh, I was going to say we should start with the sea salt one. Seems like the most basic.
So these all come in like a little travel pack, and all of them have old Mr. Peanut himself on the front. And in this one, Mr. Peanut is holding, what the fuck is he holding? A pepper and jar of honey, maybe?
Yeah, it must be. That's where the sweet and salty or spicy comes from.
So he's officially back, like, because there was the baby nut for a while, and then like teen nut. Is it officially back to? There was baby nut, teen nut, valedictorian nut, and then now back to normal.
No, that was just in my socks during high school.
Oh right, okay.
Valedictorian nut.
Ooh. They're definitely
Really?
a little spicy.
Are they sweet?
A little tiny bit.
Oh, there's a spicy. You have to eat like 4 or 5 of them before you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were following the Mr. Peanut saga a lot closer than us.
Yeah.
If someone were to know that, I would have said it was you.
I really fell off on the Mr. Peanut. It was like season 4 of Westworld where I was just like, I can't anymore. That was the same thing with Mr. Peanut.
Can't follow his fucking storyline.
Yeah.
Too far away from the original.
Mr. Peanut's like jumping through time, like he's forgotten his memory or whatever. Sometimes he's a robot. I don't know what's going on.
But a lot closer Novak meant way too much for any one individual to be following it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Geiger. What do you think of these? And what do you think of the Mr. Peanut hentai?
I've tried that, and I've tried that. You haven't lived until you watch Mr. Peanut sprout tentacles randomly and do whatever hentai does after that. I don't know how hentai usually ends. Other than my nut.
How does it end?
Well,
I got an idea how it ends.
Well, like, is it just they turn into tentacles and then they like get with somebody? Is that the typical flow of hentai?
Yeah, it ends with Calvin coming on tentacles.
All right, that sounds good.
It ends with the tentacle giving a graduation speech. That's the valedictorian.
Well, Hobbs takes a shit on him.
Yeah.
And I guess anyway, let's move on. I think these are decent. I like spicy food. I think these are not overwhelmingly spicy, but there's enough heat that you feel it on your tongue. I will say I'm with Chad. They're not super sweet. I'm curious. We have another one coming up that is more. It looks like just pure spicy peanuts, and I wonder if there's a notable difference between the two. I'm assuming this is a honey roasted peanut with some spice added. I do like it. I'll give it a solid like that. I think these are good, and like I said, I like the spice. I would have preferred a little more sweet in there, but I still think it's good.
All right, Chad.
They're not super spicy, but I did stop after like 7 or 8. There's no sweetness there. I like the flavor of a peanut as is. I particularly like a honey roasted peanut, actually. But I'm not a guy that likes spicy foods. This is no exception. So I won't belabor it here. This is a dislike that for me.
They're kind of nicely hot, I think. It's not like eating one of these flaming hot Cheetos types of snacks.
Mm-hmm.
There's some heat, and I think I wasn't sure how much I like them, but I kind of keep going back to them. I think it's kind of a nice level of heat. And I think Geiger's right. It's like a honey roasted peanut, just with a little extra flavoring on it. I think they're pretty decent. I'm going to give them a low level like that.
Wow.
So 2 likes and a dislike. That could be a good score considering some of the other ones we've got here. Next, let's go to the sea salt and vinegar variety. And in this case, they've just given Mr. Peanut a bowl of salt. And he's holding up his pinky for some reason.
He's fancy.
Sea salt and vinegar are fancy. You guys like sea salt and vinegar chips?
Yes.
Sometimes, yeah.
I do not.
You can't eat a ton of them at once, but I do.
Yeah,
like
that's
them.
the problem. The problem is you can't be an absolute fat slob and just put them back by the bucket.
These fucking reek.
These are just straight up peanuts. These aren't roasted at all. These are just plain peanuts with flavoring.
I think that's the rest of them are all like that.
Mm-hmm.
Chad, do you like these any better?
Like barely. I don't know. Sea salt and vinegar, it's definitely on the lower level, like a lower tier of chips that I would pick. Like they'd have to be out of many other varieties before I would pick sea salt and vinegar. But these, like, I don't know, it doesn't work. Like it works much better on a potato chip, I think. The combination here of the vinegar and the peanut is really strange. And Novak's right; they smell like shit. I think they smell really fucking bad. I like them more than the last one, but I'm still gonna give them a dislike. That I don't know; it doesn't work for me.
Did Kraft and Heinz merge? Because this is a Kraft Heinz company.
Maybe,
yeah.
I think they have.
There's like 4 companies left in the world, right? So probably.
Mm-hmm. There's Kraft Heinz. There's Microsoft. And there's the company that makes Calvin Peanut.
Just about to make that joke.
These are... I don't like them as much as the other one. I don't think the vinegar flavor is that overwhelming, which is helping them a lot, because if it was more vinegary, then I would dislike it. As it is, I think it just is very close to a regular peanut. I'm going to give it an indifferent to that. I think it's a regular peanut with a few... The vinegar brings it down a little bit, which just brings it to an indifferent for me. So, Geiger, what do you think?
Yeah, I think eating just a plain peanut without any sort of roasting element is kind of dull. I've come accustomed to having some sort of like sugary or crust on a peanut. I don't mind a plain peanut, but it's fine. I do like salt and vinegar as a flavor, so I don't mind that part. I don't think they smell that bad. I think they taste good. I just can't eat so many plain peanuts in a row. They just get too dry for me. So I'm indifferent to that. I don't think these are bad, but I probably wouldn't eat them again.
Okay, so dislike to indifference. Sweet and spicy still a sizable lead, but we've still got the salted caramel and the heat to come up. But before we do that, we get into a little segment. Now, where do you guys think of peanuts being sold? If I said where out in you go to an event, where might you find peanuts?
Baseball game.
Yep.
Yeah, baseball game. Where else?
Five Guys.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
There's another place.
The circus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, nicely done. I didn't even have to feed that to you.
There you go. You were about to.
He was about to just go.
We just passed Labor Day, and usually around this time, I do the segment called Worst Jobs. So you're going to be given a couple of jobs, and you have to pick which of the two you'd rather do. But this is the Worst Jobs Circus Edition. Okay, so you're going to get two various circus jobs.
Oh boy.
And you're going to pick which of the two you'd rather work. All right. We're going to start kind of on the easy end here. A peanut vendor, right? Walking around, get your peanuts here.
Yeah.
Or selling the tickets. All right. This is a pretty basic one. But would you rather walk around as a peanut vendor or sit in the booth selling the tickets? Chad, let's start with you.
I always thought that the selling the tickets part. Look, I guess if you sell the tickets, you're done at some point, right? Like you get to go home a little bit earlier, maybe. But that just feels more boring to me, I guess. I think it'd be kind of fun to do like a funny voice for the peanuts, like get your peanuts, just try to do
No,
Penis,
Dad.
penis.
Penis.
Yeah, I
Big
feel
hairy
like
penis.
that'd be more fun. You get some exercise. It'd be fun to like pass the peanuts down like a row of 35 people, or maybe you try to throw them to the dude or whatever.
It's a hell of a row.
35 people at the Roman Coliseum.
Yeah. So, am I picking which
Go to
one's
the other
better,
side.
Nope.
Which you picking? Wait, were you picking which one you'd rather do?
Okay, I'd rather do peanut. Get your peanuts. That's what I'd rather do.
Geiger, your dad was once a vendor. Is that right?
He was a beer vendor. That sounds like my fucking nightmare. Is feeding a bunch of rowdy, drunk Milwaukee people beer. The old county stadium where the Brewers used to play.
What about rowdy kids who are looking for salty peanuts?
Oh, well, the best thing about my dad said that when he was the most fun part of the job is he got to use a weird voice who would go "Brr! Brr!" and just like shout to people, and they're like, "What? Brr! Beer and penis!" And then he got the shit kicked out of him.
Someone beat him up for saying beer?
Yes, they were so excited about the thought of beer that it started slugging away. No, that sounds terrible. I wouldn't want to do that. So first of all, if I'm out in the area, like where the performance is happening, I'm probably just going to want to watch the circus. Like I'm going to get too distracted is number one.
Oh yeah, that's so distracting.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh god, the motorcycle. Two, I'm stumbling around in the dark. It's not like you go to a ball game, it's a well-lit day, or like a basketball game, there's lights on. You're stumbling around in the dark. Bunch of kids screaming, "I want peanuts!" and like you're tripping on people's feet.
Dark at the circus, like
yeah, it's a performance. All the spotlights are in the middle of the performance, right?
I guess I haven't been to a circus in like ever, maybe, except for like Cirque du Soleil, but I don't remember it being that dark.
All the lights go down, and the clown reaches for your dick. That's really
yeah. Why do you think they have to make it darker? The clown will get caught. Well, plus, like your thing of like, oh, wouldn't it be awesome to pass peanuts 30 rows deep and wait for my money back and then make change? No, that sounds fucking terrible. I think you could do the same thing, Che. You could take a lot of the things that you'd enjoy, but sit on your ass, sell tickets, and go home early. You could still do funny voices for tickets, like tickets or tickets, and just like pass them out as people come up. You could do all kinds of fun stuff. So I'll be a ticket taker instead.
All right, we're split.
It's an easier job.
Okay, how about this one? This is getting a little more dangerous territory here.
I love danger.
A tightrope walker.
Nope.
Right, and let's assume you have a net underneath, right? Tightrope walker or the human cannonball.
So are we assuming that I can do a tightrope or no? Is it my current skill set today?
Yeah, you start with your current skill set, and then you'll have to slowly get better.
So we're going to ask 35 rows deep of people to come watch me fall off a tightrope for 20 minutes.
Well, the first shows until
let's give them a hand, kids. I'm just plummeting to into
just like the first 5 shows, but like by the 6th show, you'll be an expert. Yeah. So
No,
and your human cannonball is you just like rolling out the top of it, smashing onto the.
I just all you see is my head slowly leak out and just fall flat on my face.
Wait, why would the human cannonball person is not actually jumping out of the cannonball? Like they are getting launched. Like
yeah, but somehow guy will fuck that up and just roll out the front.
Look, I think I go first here. I know for a fact there will never be a day in my life I can tightrope all the way across a tightrope. Like, I just can't do it. I have no balance to do that. I have no interest in doing that. I also don't want thousands of people staring at me while I do that. What I can do is put on a helmet and a cape and let someone hurl my inert body across the entire stadium. Just haphazardly. Just ragdoll into a net. I can do that.
Is there a rig that exists that makes it look like you're doing the tightrope? Like they pull you up and it looks like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, where you're just like slowly dancing across it.
I would need like a whole exoskeleton. I would need like a RoboCop suit doing all the motions for me. I don't think. Maybe you could marionette me from the top, but it would look pretty sloppy as my feet are like flailing off the rope, and I'm still somehow. Look at that. I got no strings to calm me down. Peanuts! Like, what the fuck? Peanuts come whizzing by my face.
Chad, what do you prefer?
I was trying to land the peanuts on your Pinocchio nose. That's what I was trying to do. Throw them at you. Yeah, I actually legit want to do human cannonball. Like, I think that sounds fun as fuck. Like, go flying through the air, you land in a net. Like, what could go wrong?
I think there's some skill involved. Like, I know a thing launches you out, but I think if you don't keep like the right body position, right?
Yeah,
like
sure.
Yeah, you
But like, I mean, that only takes like 4 or 5 shows to learn the right body position. So like, until then, I could break like an arm the first show, the other arm. I got 4 limbs to break, and then by the 5th show, I got
just launching this guy with casts flying through the air.
Land on the cast. It's already broken. Can't get any worse. Yeah. Whereas a tightrope actually sounds. It's not that I'm not like afraid of heights or whatever, so I wouldn't have a problem with that. It just sounds kind of boring. You know what I mean? Like, because you have to be like so careful and like taking your time and all that kind of stuff. You can't just like run across it. So yeah, the cannonball one easy.
Next one. So you ever seen this circus act where they put a guy or a gal up against wood, and then another guy throws the knives.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. And it doesn't hit them. Or maybe they put a balloon in their mouth and turn their head sideways. Or sometimes they're even spinning on a wheel. You're going to be the person who stands there while the knives are thrown. All right. Or you will pick up all the animal shit through the show.
Just following an elephant around with a snow shovel.
Yes. So, Chad, you're first with this one.
Do circuses these days don't even have elephants don't even have like really that many animals, right? Because like animal rights stuff, right? Like it's kind of
right,
cool.
because they treated them like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
will you be the guy giving a left jab to a tiger?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like back in the day they would just like take the. Nah, I'm not gonna make that joke. Never mind. Cut that.
Whoa, what? No, now we gotta know.
I was gonna make some like they got around the shit cleaning up by just having the elephants human centipede each other, but maybe that's not something we actually want to say on the pod. I don't know.
I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to say that. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think here, look. I thought you were going to say we were going to have to be the person throwing the knives, in which case, like, for the first 4 or 5 shows till I get it right, that's 5 dead bodies. But
would you rather be a murderer or pick up shit?
But I think we're operating under the assumption here that if I am the knifey, then the person who is throwing the knives is a professional, has practiced this many, many times, and even though so a professional knife thrower, and even though my body is not say as svelte as their normal model targets would be,
not much room on the margins here, fellas.
There's no exposed wood at all. God damn it.
The fuck they want me to hit this guy?
I'm standing in front of the target and he's like, who forgot to clean up this pile of elephant shit? Get in here with the snow shovels. But I think I'll take that one just because I feel like yeah, that I'd get through that okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna shovel some shit. Here's the deal. It's like I trust the guy that he knows what he's doing, that he's an excellent knife thrower. Okay, like he wouldn't be in the circus if he wasn't. I don't want to like break in the new guy. Right.
You also trust that the elephants are going to know what they're doing when it comes to shit.
Right. I'm going to ask them to all put it in one area for me.
You also once picked up horse shit at a parade, so you got a little experience.
I did. I got paid for it, too. It was pretty great. But it's also like I don't want to spin around in a circle like that. That would make me throw up, I think. Like, because you're on the board.
I forgot about that part of it.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
I would
yeah.
Ralph in the middle. So it would be watching a guy spinning. You'd see a knife being thrown into a cloud of tornado vomit as it comes flying. Like, "Oh!" And it would just horrify the children. And then he would hit me in the penis with it. So I would rather just clean up the horse shit than make my own disgusting bodily fluids all over the floor of the circus.
Well, the good news is he wouldn't hit you in the penis because he was valedictorian, so you were rock hard at the time he was throwing the knives.
Oh, yeah. I caught it into my dick and threw it back at him.
Yeah. That's what happened.
That's what happens, right? It becomes prehensile.
All right, next one. It's a little more basic jabs here. The ringmaster, right? You're going to introduce all the different acts.
Mm-hmm.
You got to wear that, it's the kind of coat that they wear. What do you call that coat? With
Ringmaster
the long
coat?
back on it.
The ringmaster
That's
coat.
the one.
Yeah, I don't know. The long coat. I don't know.
Versus the trapeze. Okay, so you're going to have to... Your front and center here is the ringmaster. Or maybe you think it's fun to do the trapeze where you're flying and there's a net under you. So,
Right.
Geiger, what do you think?
See previous trapeze answer or tightrope answer. It's going to say anything. Hey kids, watch the mysterious plummeting man. It would just be me taking a lazy swing, like flying out of the next trapeze, missing it, and plummeting into a net. Which I might watch, actually. That might be
You
kind
have
of fun.
that rig, though. You swing forward and you just marionette across the way to the next.
It depends on how good Geppetto is. There's a guy marionetting the other thing, just floating in the air waiting for me. Just twisting in a circle. Oh, grabbing it behind. I would basically be the next like Robin, right? Isn't that how Batman got Robin? Because he watched his parents die in a trapeze accident. Jake would be Robin. So yeah, I mean, a ringmaster. I'm a cheesy dude. I can get out there and like huckster at the crowd.
That's right up your alley. Yeah.
Yeah, and you get to wear a pretty sweet coat, as you aptly pointed out.
Yeah,
So
a ringmaster coat. Right.
Now, does the ringmaster he's not the lion tamer, right? I'm getting that confused. He doesn't have to do any.
There's been budget cuts.
You're also ringmaster. You're the trapeze guy too. Shit. Go sell peanuts.
Also, the lion tamer is the peanut salesman, so he's like whipping peanuts through the lion's mouth to the audience.
Ringmaster goes, now for the trapeze, and then he just realized he is a trapeze as he starts marionetting up towards the top of the big top. Whoa!
Oh, I thought you meant like he was the trapeze, like he had to hold himself up in a straight line, but someone else swung on him. Man, budget cut way back.
Chad, what do you think?
Well, this is probably the hardest one yet, because as the ringmaster, you do get to use a lot of funny voices, right? You can be like, Lion Tamer! Or something like that, when you're calling the next person.
You're supposed to be clear and legible to the audience. That's not going to help at all.
Here comes the human cannonball next! Stuff like that.
And now the elephants will make a centipede. What? Eating each other's shit. Why are they all turning into Edgar from Men in Black?
Guess we're not cutting that part out.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, right. And you could be like, "Oh, now here comes the knife thrower." Like switch up different voice every single time.
What the fuck?
You could, I guess. Well, how successful that is.
You could do all those things, but trapeze would be a lot more fun, I think, like sort of in the vein of human cannonball, right? Like trapeze has like you fly through the air, you get to do flips around it. A counterpoint, I was just this last weekend at the playground with my daughter and reminded that like I have so little upper body strength, I cannot even go from like one monkey bar to the next. Like I was trying to
trapeze.
I was trying to hang from the monkey bars and like barely could do it. So I would grab on the trapeze and then just immediately flop onto the net as soon as I stepped off the platform. I'd be like, wait, is this guy a trapeze or a high diver? Like, we can't tell the difference. So I guess now that I think about it, because I'd be so bad at it, I'd probably at least have to do ringmaster.
All right, 3 more. Next is these are 2 very dangerous ones. This is the most dangerous of the choices. First, you have the lion tamer, which we've talked about before.
AKA ringmaster, yeah.
AKA
versus the globe of death. Now, what this is that globe where there's like a motorcycle that's going in circles inside of the globe.
You're the motorcycle driver, or what? Or are you the globe?
Yes, ringmaster, like I said.
No, but I mean, because I feel like sometimes maybe there's somebody standing in there and the motorcyclist is driving around them or something. Is that not
did you say you're the motorcyclist or you're the globe? Yeah, you're the globe.
You're the motorcyclist.
I get marionetted into a globe, like, oh, my arms are just round.
Like, I'm pretty sure you guys couldn't drive a motorcycle in a straight fucking line on a flat surface.
No.
So now try to drive it 360 around a globe.
I couldn't take a motorcycle 5 feet on an airport runway. Like, I'd be somehow in the ocean.
All right, who's
okay.
up?
Me. So it was versus Lion Tamer. All right. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of, like, we talked a little bit about, like, I don't know how great those lions were treated. And you do have to think about, like, a situation of, like, you know, the lion's just going to bite your fucking head off or whatever's going to happen there.
Yeah, you have to stick your head in its jaws.
Yeah.
You have to? That's part of the act?
Well, yeah, it's part of the act.
Okay.
And
you are the ringmaster. You know what you signed up for.
Hey! Time to watch my noggin get bitter. You'd have to use a weird voice when you have no mouth left. Mangled horribly.
I'm also allergic to cats, so there's that.
Just sneezing horribly.
I put my head in his mouth and then just like sneeze, and that's how I sneeze right into his throat, and he has no choice but to swallow me. But I actually thought, like, aside from like the fact that I would probably get super sick because I can't handle, like, you know, super spinny things or whatever, I do think that Globe of Death thing does look kind of fun. Like, I like loop-de-loops on roller coasters, right? And it's basically just a never-ending loop-de-loop, if you think about it. So, yeah.
It's super fun for the guys who know what they're doing.
Yeah. If you know what you're doing. So, like, 4 or 5 shows, then it starts to be super fun. So I think, yeah, I'll take the Globe of Death.
Geiger?
Yeah. Look, I'm going to get hurt either way. But the
issue is they can't get the marionette strings into that Globe of Death.
Yeah, it's hard to, like... It would have to somehow have no mesh in there so you could move the strings around. Yeah. The problem, too, I think, would be, like, maybe they could remote control the motorcycle so I wouldn't have to drive. I would just have to hold on. I could do that, maybe. Like
somebody's
a giant
like RC
motorcycle.
Geppetto's back there, like, moving a joystick. So you go flying all over the place.
I don't even like roller coasters where I go upside down. I imagine this is going to be another one where I'm just spewing vomit out the old Globe of Death. Now, the other problem, though, is there's 2 things you got to be able to do as a lion tamer. Tame a lion, which I can't fucking do, and I'm sure, like...
And announce all the acts.
And announce all the acts as the ringmaster. But I'm sure the lions are, like, calmer, more domesticated lions. They're used to being in a show. They're probably not... But they're still fucking lions. And right. I think, like, I wouldn't know what I was doing, and I would, like, show a sign of aggression that I didn't know it was a sign of aggression, and then the lion fucking kills me in front of, like, millions of people. Also, don't they have to use a whip? Like, I know they don't whip the animals anymore, but part of the show is they crack the whip and then run around and have the chair and all that. So, like, I would just slug myself in the leg with that fucking whip all the time too. Probably like I'm whoops, like ow shit.
Yeah.
So
You'd hit that fucking lion in the eye even though you weren't trying to.
I would just fucking whip the lion to pieces in front of a horrified crowd and be arrested. So I think probably I will get hurt no matter what, but I will probably get hurt slightly less life-alteringly in the globe of death.
You whip yourself in the leg and you're like, Geppetto, why didn't you put marionette strings on this whip? It's like, oh, sorry, dude.
Signs of aggression, like the lion saw your car and it had Calvin peeing on the Detroit Lions helmet.
The Tigers are all mad at me because I took my Calvin and Hobbes. I took my Hobbes logo off and he was all pissed off. That made no sense. Moving on.
All right, next. These are two more sideshow-ish type of jobs. The old circus sideshow, and it's freaks.
I'm a freak. I also sell peanuts.
The sword swallower.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah.
So take the sword, put it all the way down your
Oh yeah.
throat.
Hell yeah. Go on.
Versus the valedictorian. No, versus the the strongman. All right.
Ooh.
So the strongman has to anytime a window needs to be cleaned, you need to flex. No, you need to. One of the things a strongman's going to have to do is you lay down and they put a cinder block on your abs, right, and then they smash it with the sledgehammer. Okay, to prove how strong you are.
Right.
What?
And then you got to lift some weights and shit like that too. So
Yeah, like a lady has to sit on your shoulder, right? And you have to wear like an Andre the Giant style singlet, I think. That's
like a leopard. Yeah, like a old timey leopard wrestling clothes, right? And with the big old mustache.
Yeah, right.
Stash.
Like, am I like a strong man? Like one of those like big, like my body looks.
No,
like...
you are not a strong man. We know that.
Your body looks like it does now.
Oh, okay, so it's not like I get to like. So I was trying to distinguish: is it like the Big Show style body, where it's just kind of like big and lumpy, but you're still really strong, or do I get some like nice cum gutters out of the deal? Because
no, you could wear like a flesh suit that has like fake abs drawn on it.
So I have to wear a Speedo.
That won't be obvious. Yeah.
I just look like elephant poop in a Speedo. Then is what is I end up like
Right.
my outfit.
Right. We lay down. Someone puts a cinder block on our bellies and smashes it. Okay.
I wouldn't even feel that. There's like so much layers of tissue there.
Guy, you're up first for this. What do you like?
Could I tape my hands to the weight and then they like a really strong guy marionettes my arms up and like into the air where it looks like I'm lifting something? Because I can't lift shit. That's going to be a problem.
That seems like a much harder solution than just like making a fake weight.
Then just have the guy be strong. Yeah, I guess you could just make a fake weight. I could like be twirling around my head and stuff. And the cinder blocks are probably like easily disintegrated. Now with the sword swallowing, do you have to get the sword like all the way down to the balls? I'm sorry, the hilt, or can you just? Can I just swallow just
hilt.
the tip?
The handle of the sword is truck nuts.
Yeah. No, I think I'd be the strong guy because you could jury rig that a lot easier. I'm assuming you just like you said, fake weights, like a powder, like a powdery cinder block that looks like a real one. You have to do a lot of like, oh, it's so heavy, and then they just smash it on your belly, and then I can walk around like a huge strong dude, and no one will mess.
Yeah, I'm assuming that sword isn't like a retractable thing, right? Is it?
I'm guessing
I
no.
feel like
Retractable
it is most of the time, right? Like,
I don't know.
how would you not tear up your insides otherwise? It has to be fake.
Because you're a freak.
That's true. I forgot about that part.
You're a fucking sword swallowing maniac.
It's even more freaky when the ringmaster's like, "Now for the freaks." So, what do you like, Chad?
Yeah, swords are cool. I like swords. I think I've made my pro sword position on this podcast clear, in the past. I do think it's probably a fake sword, but even if it's not, that would give me some I used to talk about how I like to drink a Coke because it would first thing in the morning because it would tear apart the lining of my esophagus. What is sword swallowing but just a morning Coke when you really think about it?
Yep.
So I will go sword swallowing.
Last one. I've saved the worst job in the entire circus for this last one.
Okay.
And it's
Clown
going to
that
go up
grabs
An
penis
against.
in
elephant
the
shit.
dark.
There's something worse.
It's going to go up against Bed of Nails. That's not the worst one. This is just one of them. You're the guy who lies down on Bed of Nails.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And you're going up against the worst job in the circus, clown.
Is that really the worst job?
Clowns are the fucking worst.
Well, you don't like clown. You don't like clowns. I'm assuming the clowns like being clowns, right?
Do they though? Do they?
Would you rather have to do a trapeze like 30 feet in the air or jump around and squirt water in someone's face from a flower? Like, that's not that hard.
Trapeze.
Shovel elephant shit or like brighten a child's day. You pick.
Or frighten a child's day, I think is what actually
That's
is
true.
happening.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Chad,
you
you're
guys-
going to lay down on the old Bed of Nails
Ooh,
or
boy.
be a clown.
Yeah, the Bed of Nails thing, I think
You can go home early.
You get to lay down.
I can go to the grave early. Yeah, that's true.
The ringmaster's like, welcome, and you're just laying down on the nails. Like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
That's not till Act 3, Larry.
He won't announce me. I just grab the microphone, Bed of Nails guy, and then throw it back at him. Like, that's not what my voice sounds like. Yes, it is.
Bread of nails.
I think the trick with the Bed of Nails, there's it's like one of those things where it's like if you balance yourself, the
It's like
right
laying down
way,
on the ice.
Yeah, right, exactly. That like your body doesn't push into any of the nails enough for it to actually hurt. There's no fucking way that my lumpy ass is like letting that happen. Honestly, guys, like sleeping on my back hurts on a comfy Tempur-Pedic bed. So, like, on a Bed of Nails, that ain't happening either. Clowns, look, some people think clowns are very, very disturbing. Some people think clowns are funny. Some people don't give a shit about clowns one way or the other, like me. I think actually clowns, like, if you're the type of clown that, like, makes balloon animals or something like that just, like, face paint, that could be cool. If you're the type of clown that grabs penises in the dark, that could be cool. But if you're the type of clown that like has to put on like a weird fucking like French skit or some shit like that, like that sucks. But on the whole, I still think it's better than Bed of Nails, so I'll take clown.
Geiger sounds like you're taking clown.
Well, is the clown that goes around and jerks people off actually a thing? I've never heard of this. What circuses have you been to?
It's that super dark circus that you were in, where you're stumbling around falling down the stairs while you're trying to sell
Well, it's
peanuts.
dark. It's not like pitch black. Also, that doesn't give the clown free license to molest people.
It's in the fine print on the ticket.
I always assumed the thing with the Bed of Nails is that the Bed of Nails weren't actually sharp. Like, you were like rounded. They just looked like they were. There was maybe one in the corner that they used to like pop and prove, oh, it's sharp. And then it's just like laying on some like dull sticks or something. So that because there's got to be either a technique to make it okay, like you said, or like there's a trick to it. And I don't know how long you laying there. It's not like you're laying there for like an hour.
The
You're
whole
laying
show.
Bed of Nails is the first act and the last act. So you stay right
Everyone just doing shit around the Bed of Nails guy for 2 hours.
there. You start to stand up, ringmaster's like, sit the fuck down. Stay in your Bed of Nails.
They haul me up and prop me up, and they shoot the cannonball guy right at me, like, oh, fuck! Tail under the nails. I might do, because like clown work, I don't think a clown is necessarily that like. Yeah, I don't enjoy clowns, but I think that it's not a bad job. You have to wear a lot of dumb shit. It's probably
Unless you
super
want to
hot.
molest people.
And yeah, well, like I don't want to have to go around and jerk people off in the dark. So as long as that's not in it, I wouldn't mind.
I want the lights to go out. You feel a hand on your dick, but then also the ringmaster is like in your ear, and he's like, clowns.
he's announcing it to everybody who's getting touched. Now there'll be a clown on your deep penis. What? I said peanuts. Yeah, no, I think I might do better nails because the clowns, you got to do a lot of pratfalls. That's hard on the knees, and you're doing it all night. Like it's constant running around and like entertaining and like getting all. You got to pack into that little car. That'd be a pain in the ass. So I might just be better. It's a quick work. You lay down. You don't get hurt. You get up. You walk away.
Get to wear big shoes though.
You do get to wear big shoes, a big floppy nose, and a big glove for grabbing them penises.
That's it. But I was looking up when I was doing this research. There was a list of on Wikipedia of circus skills. And it just listed like trapeze and everything. One of the skills you need is buffoonery. And then another one was the impalement arts.
The mystic arts of impalement.
I think I think it's like when the lights go down and then you feel the hand on your penis and then the ringmaster's in your ear. That'll be $20. And I'll pass you your change later. Then you got to pass your $20 down all the other people in the row. You know.
When the lights go down, it's time to clown. That's right. All right, let's eat the heat peanuts.
Heat.
These are just called heat. The other ones are like flavors.
Fuck these already. I haven't even tried them.
Yeah, that's spicy. In fact, they're really not spicy at all.
Maybe they mean like temperature hot. Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, you're supposed to put them in the microwave.
Yeah, what's happening here? Why is there no heat?
What's
They're
happening?
maybe spicy. There's like a flame on the front. That's not true. And like Mr. Peanut has a huge pepper and he makes it look like he's talking into a phone on it. Hey, going to the circus. You coming? That's what he's saying.
This is less spicy heat than
Oh, there
the
it
first
is.
one.
It took like 15 peanuts for me to get like an inkling of spice.
It comes on the tongue and a little bit in the back of your throat, but it's not really that bad.
These, they don't taste terrible. I'm going to downgrade them for not delivering what they promised, which was heat.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to just give these a dislike that. They're just not, thered be no reason for me to eat these over a different flavored peanut. So, Geiger?
Yeah, I don't get this at all. I was expecting, like, I like spice. I was looking forward to a spicy peanut. These are barely spicy. It's a little bit in the afterburn, but that's about it. It's a plain peanut, which is like it's just like some saltiness to it. It's like a salty peanut that then gets warm in the back of your tongue. So, yeah, there's a dislike. I was really let down by these.
Chad, do we have an unwelcome visitor?
Well, Novak said that he was downgrading them for not delivering what was on the package. I'm upgrading them for not delivering what was on the package. But they still don't taste good. Yeah, like a peanut's a thing I like, and you eat too many of these and it becomes a thing I don't like. They're not as bad as the sweet and spicy ones, but they're still a dislike that. So yeah, unwelcome visitor.
Okay. One left here. It's the salted caramel variety. This one has some promise. Ooh, there's quite a bit of sweetness to this one.
Ooh, I think all the sweetness that we wanted on the sweet and spicy got put on these instead.
Holy cow!
Oh, it's very caramely.
I put like one half of one in, and I was like, this just like a whole Werther's Original exploded in my mouth or something.
Chad, you're going to be up first. Just to note, the sweet and spicy had 2 likes and a dislike, and that is our top score so far. Actually, Geiger, you're up.
Yeah, I don't like these at all. They're way too sweet. Like, as I've talked to you guys about before, I'm not a huge caramel guy. These are okay, but they're way too sweet. I couldn't fathom eating a whole bag of these. There's not enough salt. It says sea salt and I'm sorry, salted caramel peanuts, and there's really no salt to it. It's just the caramel, and it's just too much. So I'm going to give this a dislike it, Dad, as well.
Chad.
Well, these are my favorite of the day, but like Iger said, they don't deliver on that salt component. You know, I think they if they cranked up the salt like a lot, and dialed back the sweetness, this could actually be really, really, really good, right? Because that salty sweet combination is good, but you're not delivering on that. There's too much sweetness. There's no salt at all, so the balance is thrown way off. I still like them better than all the other ones, but to me, there's no reason to buy these. This is an indifferent to that.
Okay, so to have a shot, I'd have to love these, and I do not. They are not good. They are, and Chad said they're his favorite of the day. These are my least favorite of the day. This is the last one I would reach for. It doesn't even taste like a peanut anymore.
That's true.
At least with the other three, I had that peanutty taste, which I like, and this just tastes like eating a sugar cube. And the caramel, I like caramel, and there's something like off-putting about whatever the fuck they put in here to make it seem caramely. I don't like the smell. I don't like the taste. I'm gonna give these a hate dat. I think they're really bad.
Woo!
Holy cow!
Yeah, they're not good.
So the winner is going to be the sweet and spicy, which Geiger, I don't know. I know Chad doesn't feel that way, but was that your favorite of the day as well?
Yeah, I know by far. That would be the one I would like to eat the most.
All right, Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
If you make cool decals like Arnold Schwarzenegger flexing, if you are a ringmaster / peanut vendor / lion tamer, if you've ever been jerked off by a clown, if you know, like, if you could tell us how hard it is to trapeze stuff, or if you've ever been shot out of a cannon, we'd love to hear about that. If you've ever swallowed a sword because you're a true freak, let us know. Or if you just want to comment on our food choices, our ratings, suggest snacks for the podcast, ask a question for the mailbag, you can do so at youtrydat@gmail.com. We are on Twitter, #YouTriedThat. We're on Facebook with our You Tried Dat group. We are on YouTube and Instagram. Please let us know what you think of the podcast. Leave us a review or a like or anything like that. Tell your friends and family. And as always, thank you for listening.
All right, fellas. So I looked up the most famous clowns, right? 5 most famous clowns.
Nice.
Let's see if you can pick out a couple of them. Who do you think's probably on the list of most famous clowns?
Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald is right there at number 1.
Bozo the Clown. Yeah.
Bozo is right there at number 2. Who else can we name?
Krusty.
Krusty is on the list, yes. 4. One from a popular movie.
It? The guy from
It.
Pennywise.
Pennywise, right. Does it stop there, probably?
Is our knowledge or life?
Oh. This is all ends with it.
Kills you.
You don't want Pennywise reaching for that penis in the dark. Let me tell you that.
Let me tell you now, this guy was on a bunch of lists, on all these famous clown lists. He always appears. Yep. I've never heard his name before. It's Grok.
Grok?
Grok the clown. So Google Grok the clown.
How do you spell that? Grok?
Grock. And he's apparently one of the most famous
Swiss clown. Holy
oh my god,
shit.
He looks frightening as shit.
He looks like the Joker at age 70.
Yeah.
Christ. Okay, so he's from like the turn of the 1900s, like he's a clown in like the 1900s or whatever. That's why.
It says, would you believe me if I said he was the highest paid performer in the world at one point in his career? It's true. He was not only the highest paid clown, but the highest performer of any kind in the world.
Really?
So this guy fucks.
I like, so I have like, we do Google and it says Grok, and then on the side, there's like people also search for, and it has like 2 other clowns like Oleg Popov and Charlie Revelle. And then it has E40. And I'm like, Yeah, a lot of people interested in Grok the Clown and E40.
That's he's frightening.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He's fucked.
Fucking clowns are frightening. That's
Yeah,
why they make them scary movies where they kill people.
Yeah,
Okay,
but sometimes
okay,
they make
maybe.
movies where they rob banks or whatever, like that one Bill Murray movie, right?
Maybe.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. So the official, I made you pick between jobs, but before we go,
Mhm.
if there is one circus job that is appealing, is there one? Any of the ones I named or something else that you're like, if I had to work at the circus, that's probably what I'd do.
I mean, to me, it's human cannonball. Like, I actually legit want to do that. Like if the circus was like, hey, as an amateur, you can come in and ride in the human cannonball one time, and it's safe and you're not going to die and blah blah blah. I would 100% do that. Like, I'd wait in line for that and everything. So
That'd be fun. I think when I went to the circus as a kid, there was like supposedly the world's biggest elephant. This fucking huge unit of an elephant came out.
and you
His
just want to
name
clean
was-
that shit up so bad.
Oh god, I want to shovel his loads. No, his name was King Tusk, and someone was riding him. And I think if I could be the guy that rides the elephant around, that would be fun. I'm assuming you also have to like partake in the elephant's development and stuff too, but I'll figure that out later. But I just want to ride him around.
Nope. Just get marionetted on top of that elephant. There you go.
I'm sure I'll get paid $100,000 to ride an elephant twice a night.
What would you pick, Novik?
Oh, well. Best job in the entire circus. Ringmaster! Actually, I'd probably just be the guy, like, I would just help set the fucking tents up or something. I don't think I really would want any part of the show.
Selling hot dogs in the kitchen or something. Yeah.
I'd be the guy that finds the land where like the circus should go. Like, oh, here's a big empty field. Go there. That's my job.
All right, let's call it there. That's it for this time. We'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Just-
Yep.